So this video is about removing this X icon, which you see there, which when I mouse over, there is something blocking it, and this is a ribbon in Thrive Leads. That's a question that was submitted on the blog post itself on my blog. And the blog post was basically talking about using the ribbon as a permanent header. So in some cases it can be used as a permanent header. You have to be careful though. There are some pros and cons, and you can have a look at the full blog post. But if that's the case, if you want to use it that way instead of a promotion, it's really a menu and maybe your logo, then how to remove this X. So let me give it a try here on this example. So depending on the template you've picked, it might be different. But basically now, because the X is behind this, basically you click on the menu bar and it shows this. So a few things you can do. So the first thing, click on the menu bar itself and then go to layout and position. Then you can put some negative margin or positive margins, actually in this case, and just move this temporarily. Just make sure you know the value there. It was 0 because we're going to put it back, and the idea is that now we should. So now the X is still there at the top, and we can drag it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it inside, so you can drag it anywhere there. And then we actually see the X now, and we can click on it one time and click this green delete button. And since that's done now, we can just go back on our background section, reset that back to 0, and the X is gone. So depending on your layout and if you have multiple columns, or depending on a few different factors, you might have to play around and try to drag it along, move something which is behind the X or something like that. Always have a look on tablet and mobile as well. Make sure that it's displayed properly. Otherwise, in most cases the X should be on all the versions, but make sure that if you remove the X, that the version on mobile, if you're displaying it, is shown properly and it doesn't take half of the page or a third of the page, because on phones, especially smaller phones, if we can't close the ribbon there at the top, then it might not leave enough space for the actual content. So something to think about. Of course, what you can do is hide the ribbon on mobile and tablet if you wish to do so. At least you can do it easily within Thrive Leads. So hiding the ribbon on mobile phone within Thrive Leads itself. So I hope this answers your questions, and if you have any other questions, please submit it.